Hello, so all pre-orders turned up at the same time. That's the Back to the Future Trilogy. It's all the special editions, the clamshell things where you can fit them all in. I'll just go through this one quickly, I'll focus on the other stuff. These little boxes here hold all the extras. So I'll just move down in a sec. Right, and the other one that turned up was F1 Steelbook as well. Great film, really enjoyed it, son loved it as well. Visual, audio, great story. Simple, but yeah, it ticks all the boxes. Really, really good. Better than I thought it would be, actually. Anyway, Back to the Future Part 1. My son claimed to have seen it, but I think he watched it through one eye while playing with toys. Because we watched this one tonight, and a lot of it he was kind of like, I don't remember this, don't remember that. He loved the film. He gave it a 9 out of 10. Good taste. And we're going to watch part 2 tomorrow. The print is excellent, really nice print, and the audio is really good as well. I was using Atmos soundtrack. Really get some good, not all the time, but there is times in the film where it makes good use of the surrounds and stuff, and the height. The thunderstorm near the end was really good, but yeah, really happy with that print there. So steelbook, nice. High school tardiness slip. I will say this, and I've mentioned it before on other things with extras. They give you a few bits and pieces, and then they throw in a poster, and I don't like the posters because it's like a glossy poster and they fold it like about 8 times, and I think, well, what's the point? Because if you put it in a frame, you're just going to see all these creases, and they're no good. It's just something cheap that they just throw in just to try and make it look like you're getting a good bargain, but I don't like them. But in these ones, these could be used, and they're really smart. That's obviously the sketch from this flux capacitor. If for whatever reason you've got some kind of Back to the Future display, you could frame that. I do like the fact that they gave you the photograph that he carries around. That's really cool. Obviously, Mum and Dad. This is really nice. Obviously, it's the letter he does the dock, but they've aged it as well. But they've also done it on the back. So they put a bit of F into that one. That's nice. Again, because of it is meant to be folded up and stuff, you could frame that and it looks the part. And it looks like they know that you might be doing something like that, and that's why they've aged it as well. So that's really nice. The flyer, and again, another cool little thing. They did the phone number thing on the back as well that she does. So that's really cool. And then you've got 2 newspaper pages as well, one-sided. So yeah, the extras you get with that one, really good indeed. And part 2, nice steelbook. I believe that's from when he picks it up from the shop. I can't remember with that one. Or is it the betting slip? I'm not. I need to watch part 2, but I'm not sure what this is for. So I'm not going to comment on that one because it slips my memory is what that's for. Almanac, it's actually got some stuff written down inside it as well. A couple of pages. So that's cool. You got the Biff note, that's on both sides. This is just like it's like concepts of all the different hoverboards and such. And then you got the letters back and forward through time to Marty. There's 3 of them. Again, they've been aged on both sides. They're really cool. And newspaper page. Number 4, and then yeah, that's cool. And then you got the Jaws poster. Again, that's nice that they put that in there. Now, part 3, steelbook. Cool. I'll see the more memorable photograph from it. The one with the graves. Now, I think that's, yeah, it's got Clint Eastwood on the other side. I like the hoverboard one. This is the DeLorean car concept things. Another breakdown of DeLorean. and then you have like a timeline thing, and that's it for part 3. They didn't put as much effort into the stuff for part 3. I don't know whether it's just because they couldn't think of anything, or whether they're just under the belief that part 1 and 2 is the one that's going to sell, and 3 will be, 1 and 2 are obviously far superior films than what 3 is. 3 is a good film, but it is noticeably the weaker of the 3 films. I will say that the funny thing is, when they were filming part 2, they were filming part 3 as well. I think there was less than a year between the release, and I remember there was a Bush Shelter poster which had a Back to the Future poster in for quite a long time. Sorry, Back to the Future Part 2 poster for a long time. It was in there for months and months, and then I went past it one day and it had a Back to the Future Part 3 coming soon, and I was like, is that some kind of weird effect? Well, that literally said Back to the Future Part 2 the other day, because there hadn't been any kind of talk or any kind of news. I mean, I was a lot younger back then, about a part 3 appearing so quickly. I mean, at the end of part 2, you get to see obviously the Wild West, and it says coming soon, but we didn't realise just how soon. It was like, whoa, that came from nowhere. And I think it's one of the few films where they did them back to back. I believe Superman, the first Superman, they did some filming. Well, some of the footage from Superman 2 was filmed at the same time as 1, but then it had to whole director change and re-edited and stuff. I think the only other one was probably The Three Musketeers, and then The Four Musketeers with Michael York and Oliver Reed and all that. I love them films. I believe they were filmed at the same time, because it was such a big film, they were just like, let's just kind of cut it in half and have 2 films. So, and the only other one, I'm trying to rack my brain now, I think The Matrix 2 and 3, I think they were filmed back to back as well. So there is a few times we'll do stuff like that. Sometimes it's just because they can't get the actors together again for a while, so they kind of need to do it. Or the sets are very expensive, and rather than keep the sets on hiatus or destroy them and rebuild them, they just kind of do 2 and 3. But obviously you've got to be very confident that your films are going to be a success money-wise, because if part 2 comes out and flops, then you've got a part 3 sitting there to go as well. That's not a good thing. I don't think there's many studios that will take a gamble like that these days. But anyway, so yeah, I'm hoping part 2 and 3 are going to be just as good prints as what part 1 was. It'll be interesting to see what the audio is like on them. I would expect they're going to be Dolby Atmos as well. So yeah, should be all good. But I do think my son's probably going to like part 2 more than part 1, just because it's just more manic and there's more craziness with time travel and stuff in that one, really. And say F1 should be really good as well. I mean, I know the film's good, but I'm hoping that the sound will be really good as well. Anyway, if you're interested in them, that's what you get. And recommend them. Bye.